Good morning, friends. Welcome to Moxie Gardens. I'm Mike Toomey, and today, more work on our greenhouse. Came to you last weekend. We're doing some weekend projects because the sun is down before I get home. So I've gone around the metro area and I'm gathering up different things. I've got some wood, I've got windows, got some tempered glass. We've just kind of did a little bit here and there throughout the week. I will pop those in as little shorts inside this video. But yeah, I want to disclaimer though, if you're just tuning in because you'll be sadly disappointed to think this is just going to be a greenhouse. So if you're just looking for a greenhouse, probably not the video for you. We're going to turn this into a greenhouse slash a little fairy tale on the front side. So all of our dwellings, as you make the loop around our property, kind of have a theme to them, and so we're just going to continue that theme. Plus, when you walk through that front gate, as you start to come around the bend, I want there just to be just maximum charm as soon as that gate opens. So we're going to try to just do the best we can. I haven't seen anything like this before, what we're planning on, so stay tuned. But again, if you're just solely looking at this as a greenhouse, you'll be sadly disappointed. So I apologize ahead of time if you're wanting that, but this is not that. A little bit of charm and a greenhouse. So anyway, we've got a lot to do. It is going to be raining today and tomorrow. That's okay. I'm underneath the canopy of several trees, so hopefully stay a little bit drier than I expect if I would be out in the open. So anyway, we've got a lot going in. We've got the windows that we can go ahead and start framing out. We'll just see how this little video turns out, and hopefully by the end of the weekend we have a really good dramatic change in just the framing of this. So we'll see. Wish me luck. We do have a bedroom set coming in and some kitchen cabinet stuff that we purchased at Nebraska Furniture Mart. So that'll be coming in shortly, so that'll eat up some of my time. It was Jesse's birthday on the 24th, so if you're watching this and you're still watching, wish Jesse a happy birthday. It's always fun to know it's your birthday. So happy birthday, Jesse. Feel free to chime in and let her know that you're wishing her a happy birthday as well. So, and any of you who had birthdays on the 24th and share that with her, happy birthday. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, we are home with 14 of our 4x4, so it's a good chunky girthy spot. And what I'm going to do, I'll take you around the bend here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna like frame these windows out, but I want it to stand out. So this is a smaller set to continue our entire garden. So I just basically set these up for myself to see where the windows will lie and stuff. So it's just doing the measurements. So when we frame this whole section out right through here, and the windows are in here, I think we're gonna go with the windows vertical. I almost did horizontal, but I think we're gonna go vertical, and I think it'll all turn out. But if you're curious what that means in terms of those 4x4 standing out versus your typical siding, we'll come around the jungle here. But you see how we did this? Now these are 8x8s. This frame here, I needed 14. I was not buying 14 of those. We have $11.08 in each of those posts in the back of my truck. These would have been probably like $16, $17 just for an 8-foot, and maybe even more. Look at rabbit. The rabbits are everywhere. Okay, so that's what we're planning on. So if I come over here to get you familiar, so we're going with this girthier, thicker look. We'll use a chainsaw to kind of cut those down, which is quite opposite from the traditional look, right? So we have these window frames. This is more of your traditional look on a home. If that makes sense. So if you come back here, a lot of talking in this first part of the video, but you can see, you see how we cut it? I used a chainsaw, and it gives it all its character and texture. That's what we're doing. And real quick, if you're wondering, these vines, those are fake. I got those off of Amazon some time ago. and just put them on here just to kind of break up the yellow and give it that whimsy. We are working on the inside of that. I cannot wait to share that with you. So, kind of moving around a little bit. As you can probably hear in the background, it is raining, so it'll throw a wrench in bringing my tools out here, so I'll have to do all the electrical cutting and stuff inside. But right now, we're gonna come through here. We're gonna start framing this up. We'll pop in the windows just for a kind of look, but before the windows actually go in permanently, we'll finish framing out this roof and everything, but give you guys a good overall sense of what we're doing. So let's get to cutting and let's move some stuff around. Okay, you can kind of start to see what we're doing here. There will be a 22.5-inch sheet of glass there, 22.5 vertical sheet there, and then in the middle there will be a 1 foot. So 1 foot wide, 22.5 inches on both sides. So, and they'll run vertical. I think that'll be good. You can see the branch and the tree. It's just gonna be really, really nice. And as we continue, watch, just kind of tell your mind, don't keep watching the house behind you. Watch how it just starts to kind of disappear. Remember, if you missed any of those videos coming up on this project, feel free to jump back and kind of see what we're working with. Again, this front side is not going to look anything like a greenhouse, and we'll probably come out here a little bit. I got some tricks up my sleeve. Hopefully they all pan out. Not everything does, but hopefully. If we come on the side, you can see how the frame of the window sticks out, and that's what we're going to do. That's what I did with the other shed, and so this one should line up. And then we'll come back, we'll take a chainsaw, and we're going to rough this all up, and it's just going to look like an old mill. Someone worked on this, and it just, use your imagination. Somebody worked on this and didn't have the proper tools, and they just was grinding to get this done. So anyway, let's continue. We'll start on the back side. I think the back side's where we talked about. Let me see. If we come through this gate, you see we can still see the back side. That was the original intent when we started this video. You can still see the playground back there, but we've got some plants we're going to plant in. We're going to move these 3 planters to the other side in front of that birch tree that's on the back side back there, and we'll really dress this up and we'll give it something really sharp. So right now we're going to start on the back side, and if we can continue to push this out, I think it's going to look real charming. I think we're going to go, so we're doing vertical windows here. We might do horizontal here, just one, maybe one right in this space, and the rest will be maybe solid. I don't know. I always shoot from the hip, so there's a good chance I'll alter that since I brought you this little bit of a clip right here. Anyway, let's figure it out. Okay, we're just about to start cutting the plywood, and Mama's bedroom set showed up, but it just stopped raining, so it all worked out just perfect. So I can cut my plywood and these guys can work when it's not raining, but I am not gonna complain. We haven't had rain in so long, but I'm glad she's happy. Hopefully she's happy. Okay, friends, we're making progress. That plywood in the back is pretty much the only plywood. We got that window in the back framed out. We'll have some curtains on there. We could pull shut on the hotter days, but for the most part, we're pretty much set up. Now, I am a little bit, so we've got the 22-inch, a 12-inch, and a 22-inch window. I went and did all the measurements, and I thought I had different sizes. Complete sizes that I could set in here. So when I did this, I messed up a little bit. So this will be an 18-inch. Let me see. Yep, 18-inch. Look at my writing on my hand. And these right here will be 18 inches. I almost thought about taking those three and replacing it here. It's as simple as moving some boards. But I'm gonna have the two 22s and a 12-inch right there, and then 18 inch windows back there, which I like how it looks better back there, but somehow the universe had me do it like this first, so we'll see. Like I said, this is just gonna be one of those things where we just shoot from the hip and feel our way out of it. I've never built a greenhouse before. But anyway, jump on. What would you have done? Probably by the time you see this, it'll all be in the past and I have already made my decision, but what would you have done? Would you have did the 3 18-inch on the front side, or would you have done the 22s with the 12 in the middle? Decisions. Let me think about it for a little bit before we start on the ceiling. Oh, that's what we're doing next. We're gonna start on the roof. I said ceiling. We're not starting on the ceiling, we're starting on the roof. So that should, from that way down, should all be transparent. We should be able to have as much sunlight going in, but the front side will not be. Stay tuned. Okay, friends, we're moving right along. Got the roof up, trusses, but I want to kind of share with you, the gate's right behind me. I want to share with you kind of what I'm envisioning. We're going to walk around it. We'll go through the gate, and then we'll kind of give you a visual of what we're doing. All the windows are framed. Everything's good to go. We're going to start on the front framing of kind of the masterpiece behind making this all work out. So I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm going to try. So we'll see. But I want to show you what this area is just going to be really cool, I think, and really pull it all in. Let's check it out. Okay, so when we open this gate, we really want it to be something special. And you gotta probably have a little vision for the finished product. My wife always tells me. I have no idea, but you can see once we walk in, we're going to be greeted with just this, right? So you can kind of see. So it'll be important, whatever we do, to kind of like draw you in. Obviously, you're gonna wanna go through the garden, but you can see there's just gonna be that one piece of hardscape. We'll have this nice little bridge. We'll have some poles going on the side. I'm gonna imagine something through there. But you can start to see how it's all turning out. We've got all the windows framed. Like I said, we've got a window frame back there. Got the roof up, and this is the piece now. This is where we're gonna come right in here and start working. Probably should erase the dimensions off my hand before I forget and cut something different in there that size. But overall, so it's kind of skinny, 6 foot, wide, I believe. So we're getting there. We're getting there, but you can see the overall vision. And then once we go back behind anywhere in the garden, you should be able to see this in most areas. So anyway, let's keep going, but I wanted to kind of give you guys a caught up vision. We're going to start coming off of the roof here and start tying in. You can see here we've got a nice pile. So from the concrete sidewalk, from our paver sidewalk up there, you're looking at about a foot difference. I can imagine having a little stairway through there. We'll probably come off of this. We've talked about that at length, but we're going to start kind of coming over here and making our neighbors disappear just a little bit more, add some more charm to this, and then I'll tell you what my visions are for this area, because you can stand right here and we're going to start working right in this area and right off the roof. Okay, friends, I think this is where you and I end. It's getting a little dark, and because we're under these trees, it's a little bit more, less light. I guess a little less light than what I'd like. Okay, so you can see this side is lower than this side. That's on purpose. We're going to, these are just to hold the spot, but we're going to have, I'll probably come out here. I gotta remember that the tree is still going to grow over years. I'm trying my best not to lose that branch. So I'm kind of working around. That's why I said a lot of this is going to be kind of a shot in the dark. We're going to shoot from the hip and try to figure out the best way to make this happen. So this is part whatever of this front side. So there's still more to come on this side. But for right now, I think we're hitting the nail on the head. This will be the entranceway. I think I kind of got it exactly the way I want. There's still so much more to come, but I am going to continue. I just can't continue with the video because it's not very good lighting, so it doesn't get a very good, it's not very good for the channel for you viewers. So, but you can see we made a lot of progress. I will not put the windows in until I've pretty much got everything set. I don't want to drop a board or fall over and off the ladder, so we'll get those windows set. But I'm hoping tomorrow we will see a lot of improvement, and perhaps I can go through with the chainsaw and we'll start to rough up those posts. And hopefully tonight I can kind of continue to work on this entrance. Like I said, it's Jessica's birthday yesterday, so we're gonna go out and eat because it was part of the work week and we just did not want to go out during the week. So we'll go get some Mexican food probably. She really likes that, and I am down for whatever. So anyway, we'll continue this. I hope you guys like the progress. Hopefully you guys can start to see what we're working on. Remember when I told you guys to kind of pay attention to our neighbors? Little by little, you can see them starting to disappear. And we've got another piece that's coming over here. It will not be attached because if you recall, our permits only allow for a 10 by 10. After that, you have to get a permit. So if I don't want a permit, I stay under the 10 by 10. If I wanted to go a lot bigger, then I have to go out and get a permit, and everything has to be inspected and set up the way the government would like it. So I'm trying to stay away from that. So this other piece that's going to be here will not be attached, so I can stay under those dimensions. So if I ever got kind of looked at, I'll be following the rules. So anyway, in disclosure, if you've missed it, we are not in an HOA, so we're allowed to do all of this. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll continue tomorrow, and maybe on Monday I'll be able to bring you a two-part and then again we'll be off for a week because I'm not getting home until the sun goes down. And then we'll come to you next weekend, but for sure tomorrow, for sure probably Monday morning. I say for sure, probably. Anyway, rambling on, you guys hopefully get the gist of what we're doing here. I'll probably have to make a couple more trips to Home Depot. I'm sure you know, if you become a weekend warrior, there's multiple trips to the hardware store. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like, hit the share, leave a comment. Wish Jesse a happy belated birthday, and we will see you folks on the flip side. Bye-bye now.